Hi, I'm Ron Roesch. I'm a professor of psychology and director of the Mental Health Law and Policy Institute here at SFU. And I'm going to be teaching Psych 268, which is Introduction to Law and Psychology. I'll be teaching it this fall semester, and I want to thank you for your interest in learning more about this course. This is the very first course in what we have as a series of courses that look at the ways in which research and practice in forensic psychology has an impact on our legal systems. The course is going to be offered online, and lectures will be synchronous, but will also be recorded. So if you happen to miss a lecture, and I hope you don't, but if you do, it will be recorded and you can watch it at another time. There's also going to be a weekly tutorial, which we're going to provide an opportunity to discuss issues that I'll raise in that week's lecture. So the classes will be held on Monday. The lectures that I'll give will be on Mondays, and the tutorials will be on the following Wednesday. We're going to base our grades on midterm and final exams, and also quiz and discussion grades from the tutorials. And we're going to select the best scores that you achieve on each of those. So that gives you the maximum opportunity to do well in this course, which is what we want all of you to do. So let me give you a brief overview of what we're going to cover in the course. This is intended as a very broad overview of the field. So we're going to cover lots of issues that psychology can address in both the criminal and civil justice system. So let me give you a few examples to give you a sense of what you might learn in this course. We're going to start by looking at how our history in Canada impacts the overrepresentation of Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the justice systems today. For example, we're going to learn about how the Indian Act that was passed way back in 1876 has led to the overrepresentation of Indigenous people in prisons and youth detention centers, as well as in the foster care system. We're also going to learn about how courts determine if an accused person is fit to stand trial, or whether they should be held responsible for the crime with which they've been accused. The latter is popularly known to you probably as the insanity defense. Another issue, can we determine if a person is likely to be violent in the future? This is clearly a very important area, because if we can identify people who might be violent in the future, we can do something to prevent that violence from occurring. We actually have a strong body of research that I'll talk about in this class that has improved our ability to assess an individual's likelihood of future violence. So we'll be taking a look at that. We're also going to be looking on civil issues, like whether a person can be deprived of their liberty if they have mental health issues that warrant involuntary commitment to a mental health hospital. Another area is, are eyewitnesses reliable? We're going to review what we've learned in psychological research about how to obtain accurate information from witnesses, and what we know about how to best present possible suspects to witnesses so they make accurate identifications. We also are going to look at, is it possible that a person might confess to a crime they didn't actually commit? Now, it may surprise some of you that the answer to that question is a resounding yes. And we will look at individual risk factors and also police interrogation techniques that might lead to a false confession. Finally, juvenile crime is going to be a focus. We're going to look at ways in which we can reduce the likelihood that a youth will engage in delinquent behavior through prevention and particularly early intervention. We're also going to look at how research on maturity and brain development has informed legal and clinical practice in working with juveniles who commit offenses. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a sense of what this course will be about, and I hope you will join me in the class in the fall. Thanks.